Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I had several things I want to share with y'all today. Clips of what's going on with the riot, including some people getting smacked down, locked up, and treated like they need to be treated for the way they've been treating the cops for the last 3 or 4 days. I'm talking about some retribution that is coming because now we're in full force. Got 2,000 plus members of the National Guard on duty. Got 500 to 700 National Guard active Marines have been deployed. We do have the same type of events popping off in other cities, been organized by a left-wing activist group that will be prosecuted behind this since they're so proud to promote protest of violence. Mark my words, there will be cases against these organizations that we already know who they are. Chilra, Chilra, something for Latin people, Latin community activism group, radicals. But more than that, we're going to take our streets back by force if necessary, with the National Guard, with the Marines, with whatever is necessary to squash this problem. And they can do it with better, not weapons, but better, with a more organized group like a military unit can come in and police the situation so much better than the police can. It's just the facts, folks, and it's happening. Today they're starting to round them up and lock them up by the dozens. I've seen several people being locked up. I've seen a lot of footage today, just scrolling around when I got a chance. And I'm going to share a lot of that with y'all if y'all just stick around. But first off, we're going to listen to this guy right here. He has got a story to tell. I thought it was definitely a good one to share.
One thing I noticed last night watching the riots was, yeah, the Mexicans was in the streets tearing up shit or whatever, but it was Antifa joining in when it got dark. You know what I mean? They had the mask on, the backpacks. They came prepared. So I noticed that when us blacks, we was having our protests and they was coming and joining in, putting BLM on, spray painted on the wall and burning shit down and all that, tearing up the city. That was Antifa. Last night, I seen the same thing that I seen during our protests. On corners, they had stacks of bricks and stones and shit like just laid out for them to throw rocks.
Yep.
It's like a setup. Yeah, that's the Democratic Party. That's y'all. Hey, Newsom, you need to go to jail.
He's right about that one. Absolutely. Newsom, your ass need to go to jail. He ain't wrong there, folks. And I think everybody in California today that is having to bear with this riot, that is not a partaker in it, are a little bit angry. And a whole lot disappointed at their governor, their mayor, and all the people involved. Now, this here is a little bit comical. Let me see if I've got this on screen right. This idiot just kicked the flare out of screen and just got shot with the flare. Let's back that up. Let's do that again.
He's gonna go ahead and punt that right down to the 15-yard line, and looks like it's good. And yeah, it's gone. Oh, and it came right back at him, right in the nuts. Now his nuts are crying, full of tear gas. They're not tears of joy, I'll tell you that right now. That just sounded disgusting. Let's take a quick look at the replay. You can see Kyle walk away thinking he's in some kind of video game, played maybe too much Grand Theft Auto, perhaps. I don't know the problem. But Kyle thinks he's going to go home after this, victorious, think he's going to go home like, oh, I did it. But bam, gets hit in the nutsack. And
I got a few more of those for you folks. Stick around. Yes, folks, there was some good moments. I mean, they were destroying stuff. They were bringing in bricks. It was orchestrated. It was organized. There's no doubt about it. But all in all, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Some people are going to be prosecuted behind it. And people are going to learn this is not the way of life. And I know they have a protest planned for the 14th, Trump's birthday. In several cities, they're planning it. They've already got like 4 or 5 cities. including Austin here in Texas, that is organizing the same type crap starting here today. But some cities will put up with it, some won't. But all in all, Trump's not going to put up with it. So I'm not too worried, folks. We're going to get this handled up on. They try that here in Texas. They better be careful who they F around with, because they may F around and find out. It says now that the law enforcement has begun arresting left-wing rioters, and I have seen that a lot. I have seen them run up on these guys wearing the face mask. It looks like it's got skeleton bones on it. There's several of those that are the Antifa guys with the black hoodies and the backpacks. Matter of fact, there's a video clip here I'm going to show you directly of a guy. He's wearing one of those masks I'm telling you about, but he's actually got a yellow hoodie on. There's another video clip, which I don't have on here, but it was on Fox, where there was a guy in one of those masks, and he was flagging people down the street. He was waving his hand, telling them which way to go, and he was flagging somebody. No doubt about it, he was hand signaling somebody down at the other end of the block. Coordinated. Now, I can't show you too much of this footage here, of this stuff, but like this guy here, he effed around.
That five-sided fist gone. That rockin' get the fuck up the Comng with the short shot. Sure to make the body drop. Dropping no copy, yo. No corners of.
It's about all that I can play. I like that song, but YouTube won't like me for it. If you know what I mean. Yep. I got lots of people getting slammed today, folks. I may not be bringing you a whole lot of news, but I'm just going to at least bring you some things that I thought was worth sharing. Now, this here is why these people need to go to jail. The guy in the background is being arrested, being pat down. This guy is a DEA agent, and or a cop, and he pulls these people over, and he must be a DEA agent or a customs agent, because he knows how to look for all these spots in this vehicle that are full of drugs. I mean, he goes right to it. It is 2 or 3 minute video of him putting his purple light on things, and then he can spot if there's any certain things, like certain drugs glow in the dark, like cocaine glows in the dark with a black light, if you don't know. But there's a lot of ways they can detect it. They got metal detectors. This guy's using the metal detector to detect any anomalies. They got ways that they can use these machines to detect any voids. So they already found drugs in the trunk, drugs in the tailpipe, cash money taped to the bottom of the seats. You see where he's going here? Now he's putting the camera in the vent. Now, what does this have to do with the video? This is what happens when you let these people stay in our country and run amok. This guy was making a living transporting everything he could get away with. So that's the 4th or 5th item they found, or 4th or 5th hiding spot. There we go. Here comes number 5. Looks like there's some more drugs. I mean, they weren't playing. Look at there, more. It's ridiculous, folks. And he's not done. Not that I checked the gas tank. Alrighty, I think that's about it for the find on this one. But you see how much stuff he found in just a stop, because he knew what he was looking for. Oh, wait a minute, he's not done. We still got to find some passports. You can't have cash money and drugs without passport and probably a gun on board. The guys probably have the guns on them. The guys in the background that were being jacked up. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have given away what was in the box. Credit cards, money on accounts, more drugs to get by on for the day. And it looks like 5, 6 passports. Huh. Wow. These people are obviously in the smuggling business of all shapes and sizes. See all that stuff on the hood? That's one stop. That's why we got to get these people out of this country. it's not just about skin color or anything of that nature. It's not a racial thing. They're illegals. They live differently. They don't belong here. This is our country, not theirs. You don't get to come squat on our welfare system and then throw rocks at our cops and smuggle drugs in and human traffic and all the other things that come along with the way of life that they've always lived in their home country. And I won't mention any home countries, but there's a lot of them. But truth be known, we've got to fix this pretty damn quick. We've got to start getting these adjutants, these problems out of the country to where these people are afraid to pop their head up without being nabbed and arrested and deported, whether they're activists or illegals. I don't actually think you can deport an activist. Depends on, I guess, the whole situation. Maybe you can send them to Guantanamo Bay. That would work for me. All right, it says LA ICE protesters are being handed out flyers telling them how to protest. Turn your phones off. Hide your identity. Prepare for tear gas. Don't get caught. Instructions on what to do if the police catch you. Democrat NGOs are educating their troops. This is paid for and organized. And these pamphlets were all over the streets. And the bricks were there in 2 or 3 spots. The bricks just happened to be in key locations. Just seems crazy. Got a lot of clips here today, folks. I'll try to get through them as quick as I can, like I said. And speaking of bags of bricks, folks, it is not a rumor. It is actually what is really going on. Let me show you. Right there. Now, here's the story. It says, did you know these bricks and bags of bricks and cinder blocks are being stored in the back lot of a contemporary art museum? And guess who just happens to be on the board there? None other than Mayor of L.A., Karen Bass. You can't make this crap up. Now, maybe that's a coincidence, but I at least want to put it out there for people to ponder on. Now, you wonder who starts these riots, who funnels money to these people, who prints up the pamphlets, who makes all the signs, who advertises on the internet to get people to show up, whether it's on Craigslist, on an incognito site like in General Labor. I've heard today there's several ways they've been targeting people to recruit them to be a part of this through social media. That's not cheap. They're having to pay people to do that. I guarantee the Democrat Party is not just behind this, but they're fomenting it. They're doing it publicly. That way, when they get caught funding it, they won't feel like they're criminals. They'll feel like it's their political right to have their own ideology, including burn America to the ground while they call it peaceful protest, why people get looted. Can you imagine owning a business in California and having to board it up every so often because you're worried you were going to get looted or burned out because the governor don't give a flying rat's ass? And that's the sad truth. I literally know several people, including my friend Dave, not in Cali. Go check out his channel. That have just said, I've had enough of California. I can't do it anymore. California is almost lost behind all the crazies that live there that control the show. The Gavin Newsoms, the Karen Basses, the mayors, the governors, the city councilmen, the people that are actually running the show. They're actually letting the crazies run the circus. The clowns are running the circus. It says, we now know it is confirmed that the Marines have arrived, and we can only play a little bit of this video.
I hit the sand. I've been too long. I'm glad to be back. Yes, I'm that news.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Hummer. Some extra hardware on top. Yeah, I don't want to play much of that. It's another vehicle. I have no idea what that vehicle is, but we're going to cruise right on past it. But the Marines have landed is the word. Now, there's several other crazy things going on in the news today. I think Elon and Trump are going to make up. Trump said some nice things about him today. Elon has deleted all his ugly tweets. Now, this here is another video that's not actually news. It's just something that I thought was really kind of cool. Because he's right. This is AI generated, but the message is spot on with what's going on in our country right now.
This nation was built on law, order, and pride. Immigrants came through the front door with papers in hand and hearts full of hope. But that America was betrayed by Democrats. They didn't lose control of the border. They opened the floodgates on purpose. 20 million poured in. Cartels, rapists, traffickers, funded by you, enabled by them. This wasn't immigration, it was an invasion. By design. And we paid the price. In chaos, in crime, in blood.
Yep.
While traders in suits handed out benefits with our money. But now comes the reckoning. We're not deporting immigrants. We're deporting lawlessness. And those who sold this country out.
Absolutely.
Law, order, sovereignty. Without them, we don't have a country. So now it's time for retribution, for justice. You don't get to destroy America and stay in it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff right there. And I agree 100% with that AI-generated Dilly Meme Team clip. American people are getting fed up. Even the American citizens that are Hispanic are not happy with it either. It's a sickening mess what's going on in our country. And it's a lot to take in. My internet just conked out. Uh-oh. Hold on just a second, folks. Just bear with me. Let me pause this thing until my internet revives. Here's a little more of people sick of the rioting, sick of un-American assholes thinking they run in this country.
Wake up, America, before it's too late. They're trying to make you fade away. They're trying to kill your faith. Every day you're invaded, your soil desecrated.
Let me turn that volume off. And it gets ugly from there. One of them FAFO moments here on the Twitter. YouTube's not as friendly about it as Twitter, but I think I can maybe get away with showing you little short clips without showing you too much, without too much music as well. I'm trying to tiptoe through the tulips here on the tube. We'll see how we do. I keep my fingers crossed. Says people are getting fed up with these violent criminals, and there's no doubt about it. People are sick of it. Sick of it. That seems to be the sentiment on X today.
Oh.
Bam! Did y'all see that? Bam!
They're already shooting bullets and shit. Look, check it out.
Then we get into the profanity, and I'm not into that. But I did want to show y'all. The cops are pushing back. The National Guard being there, the cops are pushing back. The riot police are pushing back. The National Guard are pushing back. and the Marines are there to do whatever is necessary to fix the problem, and I'm okay with that. I hope nobody gets killed. They say there's already been one body found. I haven't really researched that much. I just seen it on a ticker at the bottom of the screen. But it doesn't surprise me. Nobody's been hurt. Well, that narrative is nonviolent. That narrative goes out the window as soon as somebody gets killed. Like that other guy said the other day, it was a mostly peaceful fire. People were just there watching the cars burn. They weren't there to hurt nobody. Come on now. There's another one. And this guy here's got that white face mask on. Looks like a skull mask. I'm assuming he is Antifa, paid agitator of the Democrat Party. Now, they've already got a bunch of people's names and organizations that are involved with organizing this. Not just this event, but event in a couple of days as well. Yeah, it gets ugly, folks. There is a lot of people having a bad day today. And just the damage to the police cars and the disrespect for the police that goes on in these lawless cities. There's got to be a solution to that. I don't know what the answer is at this point, but there's got to be a solution to that. Maybe this is the answer. Just start rounding them up. They act a fool. Let them FA and FO, put them in some zip ties, and actually take them, put them through the court system that's actually going to put them through a court system where there's a judge that's willing to treat them like criminals should be treated, give them fair and equal justice, which involves their ass going to jail for an undisclosed amount of time. This whole situation is very aggravating, I'm sure, not just to me, but to a lot of my listeners as well, just to see this crap happen. I do think that Gavin Newsom may go to jail behind this. It's been flirted a little bit about a couple of times. Says Gavin Newsom, or Maxine Waters says there was no violence in L.A. You believe that crap?
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street.
I think looting is pretty violent. I think bashing windows and burning vehicles is pretty violent. Hurling bricks and rocks at anybody, including federal officials, local police, is pretty violent as well. Your comments are violent, but we won't go there.
I know, and I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight, and don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw. And even those who were...
Just a few incidents. She's a sickening mess, folks. And you know, these Democrats will lose all elections going forward. This is actually, no matter how this riot thing goes, Trump is going to look like the better man. He already does. The Democrats are going to look like they're crazy, and they support violence for whatever cause that they see to next. Now, here's a great clip of a guy trying to grab a rifle by the scope. Walks right up on the officer and tries to grab his gun. He got what he deserved, and the surprise officer didn't crack him in the face with the gun. Watch. I could watch that all day, folks. I could use that as a screensaver. I'm not kidding. Hopefully that was an Antifa member trying to take the gun and F around and found out in real time. You don't get to play like that. This cop figured he would put his hands on you first. That was probably the most peaceful thing he could have done. I'm sure if I was a cop and you tried to take my gun, it may get ugly quicker than that. I don't know if that was a paintball gun, a rubber bullet gun, or tear gas gun, but still, you don't get to do that. Now, this here, I thought was beautiful. Just like Gunther Engelman put out, so I'm putting a heart on it. Let's put a heart on it. I reposted it. And anything that I post on my videos, like all these clips on X, they have been reposted on my channel. Makes it easy for me and for anybody that wants to go back and explore any of these great patriots like Gunther Engelman, the guy that put this post out. You're welcome to as well. I try to give my sources, and on X it's really easy. But truth be known, or if you want to go back and watch the full video, sometimes I only put a partial video of certain clips. You're always welcome to come over to my Devoted Patriots 2 channel and scroll through my feed, and you'll be able to find everything that I play on YouTube as a repost of my own on my channel as well. In case you want to go a little deeper in, you want to get to know some of those other content creators, whatever your gig, just try to be useful with the resources that I have, people that I think are great. Just want to share that with y'all as well. F your protest and your foreign flags. Support your local ICE raids. Now, in the last 2 days, I've seen that some left-wing pundits were saying it's bad optics for them to be flying the Mexican flag. And because of that, all of a sudden, I don't see many Mexican flags today in the protest footage I seen today. I seen a lot of American flags upside down. And so I guess that's their new gig. Democrats give them new marching orders. I hope this is the end of the Democrat Party. They're getting really desperate, and I think the American people are starting to turn on them. And all they're going to have left is the criminals at one point. The people that are benefiting from their bullshit. The welfare state and the criminals are the only two walks of life that will have any love for the Democrat Party in the end, because they're the party of pedos and the party of economic crisis and the party of war, the party of hate, the party of evil. And that's just my opinion. But just like the Democrat Party, all these illegals and all these protesters, these activists, these people that scream in the cop's face while they're spitting on them because they think they have more rights than the average citizen when they're probably here on a visa. Like Trump says, if you hate this country, get the F out. You can go anywhere else. Just get out.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You can leave. Just that plain and simple, folks. I love it. I love it. Like, subscribe, and share, Devoted Patriots. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the video. A little bit long, I'm sure. But I had lots of stuff I wanted to show you, including people getting ragdolled a little bit by the new government. The National Guard, the Trump people, the conservatives, the people that hate illegals anyway. And now you got these activists and illegals screaming in your face. All right, let's round them all up, find out which ones are criminals and which ones are illegal alien criminals with a rap sheet. It's all the same to me, folks. I did see many arrests going on today in the couple hours of footage that I was able to squeeze in, just because I enjoy watching that stuff. I don't know if, overall if they're winning at this point, the National Guard, but it does look like they're starting to cull the problem down to a smaller area. They're corralling them. That's the best way to put that, I guess. So it does look like it's fixing to be under control in theory. But what are you going to have to do? Keep the National Guard posted up on duty? We're going to have to build a base in the middle of L.A. Just because of the governor? No, we got to get rid of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and several other politicians that think it's okay to speak up and entice the violence versus protect their own cops. It's just crazy, folks. But I think this one is going to be a barn burner for Gavin Newsom. Maybe Karen Bass in the end. Maybe Attorney General Pam Bondi will throw charges at Karen Bass, deferred from Congress or somebody, maybe even Trump, because Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, a lot of these folks at the higher political levels in the state, including the senators, including the politicians like Hakeem Jeffries that are inciting this, Mad Max Waters, she's inciting this. There ought to be something we can do with that. But I'll leave it up to them to figure all that out. In the meantime, I hope everybody enjoyed. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share to Voted Patriots. See you this time tomorrow. Over and out.